Alright, hello, everyone. My name is Adam, and welcome back to Shadow of the Colossus. Cool. So we, unfortunately, sadly defeated my homie, my bro, my best boy, Barba. May he rest in peace. But, you know, a piece of him lives on inside of me, and I shall carry that for the rest of my days. Rest in peace, you magnificent, bushy, bearded boy. Oh gosh, say that 5 minutes. Okay, I'm stalling for long enough. Aggro! Aggro got bored. Okay, nope. There we go. Aggro, come back. I'm sorry I'm boring and lonely, but please come back. Alright, so we're going to face off against the next Colossus. Number 7. I believe this is Hydrus is the name. Not sure what I think the developer nickname is the eel or the serpent. I'm not sure. Some of the developer nicknames kind of make sense. You know, like Valis is Minotaur. Barba is Minotaur B. Then other ones are kind of unique. Like Phaedra's developer nickname is like Nias or something like that. It's like, what? I think make sure I'm going the right way. I should probably... Yeah, cool. I'm going the right way. So I guess, so we actually have a long way to go this time. So I suppose I can just fill you in on... Oh, this is something. Hold up. There's good old Quadratus down there. It hasn't been dead that long. It's already just kind of become part of the land now. This is actually something you can do with all the Colossi, except for like Avion, because Avion's at the bottom of the lake now. But you can go back to where you fought them, and they're still there. They don't go away, which is really kind of cool and interesting. And I think you can actually approach them and enter like not a time trial mode, but it's like I think they call it memory mode, where you essentially just replay the fight again, but it's all black and white instead of in color. I think. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. But yeah, so, Shadow of the Colossus trivia, since, you know, last time I gave you some photography trivia, but let's actually talk about the game itself. So, in the planning, I believe they, at one point, wanted to have at least 50 Colossi, if not more. But obviously, as you can imagine, developing 50 unique boss fights, each with their own mechanics and design, is insane. So I think they cut it down to 25 before getting down to 16. And what's interesting is some of these those last 25 were still created. The most notable ones there is the devil, the worm, the griffin, the monkey, I think there's one called Rock, the Phoenix, and then Sirius. Yeah, the game wasn't always supposed to be 16 Colossi. And a lot of people, especially myself, because I knew about this game, obviously, before this remaster, a lot of people were hoping that since they were remastering this game, they would add the Colossi back in. Unfortunately, they didn't. It's a pretty faithful recreation. It's exactly what the PS2 game was, right down to the same mechanics and not engine, but a lot of the collision. But yeah, and some of the designs are insane. So I think there's a wiki, Team Eco wiki. You can look up some of the designs for the unused Colossi. Also, there's a channel on YouTube, Nomad Colossus. If you have enjoyed this game so far, and as much as I have, really check out their channel, because they dive way deeper into this game and explore a lot of that stuff, especially like the cut Colossi and some of the story speculation. Because as I mentioned in the first episode, I think this game it shows a lot and it does not tell you very much at all. Hello, there you are. Like, the girl who's dead, her name is actually Mono. the game doesn't never really tells you her relationship to Wander at all whatsoever. And it's just a question that is up to you to kind of fill in the blank. Nomad Colossus channel is all about kind of filling in some of those blanks and exploring what is and what could have been. So really, if you are enjoying this and you're enjoying like the world and everything, really check out their channel for some fun supplementary stuff. Nice little plug there. And, you know, don't let me be, you know, take up all the way. Oh, gosh dang it. You know, there's way better YouTubers out there who are kind of more experienced than I am. But, you know, if you want more Shadow of the Colossus again, really, yeah, go that way. I'm going to check out this tree really quickly, because I think this is where you find some of the fruit that increases your health. So I didn't show much of the intro cinematic, but this is the bridge you come in on, in case you haven't picked up on that yet. You enter this land on that bridge, and that's the only way out of this place is that bridge, which is pretty crazy. Also, it's really long. Imagine how long it would take to run from one end to the other. I think there is a way to get up there, but you have to like totally max out your... Oh, there is fruit. Let's see if I can eat. You have to completely max out your grip meter just to get to up there. Oh, so okay, so I think it did go up a bit. There's more fruit. Do I get fruit of the land? Oh, hey, look at that. I never did this before. Oh, I missed. Oh, yeah, it is going up. Cool. So maybe I should look for fruit more often. Gotta prevent that scurvy. Don't want scurvy to set in. Yeah, that's actually going up way more than the grip meter, because usually when you pick up a lizard tail, it's so small you don't really notice it going up. But yeah, I totally see that going up. Cool. Okay, I think that's everything. Yeah. Hello, Wander. Wander's lovely face. I think it's the eyes. I think it's the eyes. Getting some... Oh, what? Oh. Was that her? Edgar was drinking water. That's cool. She actually has, like, little animations. Oh, and I interrupted. Oh, that was cool. So one thing I love about video games is tiny little details. So a tiny little detail like that, I am now just gushing over because that's cool, and I feel really bad that I missed that and kind of canceled it. That's really cool. Yeah, I love video games so much. Everything that goes into them. I'm a really, like... So one of my things is I'm a pretty big acting. I love acting and working theater. And it's just such a great thing to think about, because... So theater is what you would call... It's a live performance. It's a living performance, whereas... film is a dead performance. And what people usually mean by that is, with theater, you're seeing the story play out right in front of you, which, I mean, film's the same way. I'm watching this movie for the first time. But with what makes it different is it doesn't change. You can watch a film in 3 times in a row. It's going to be the exact same. Everything's going to happen exactly the same. All the inflections, all the choices are going to be exactly the same. Why theater is living, it's why it's alive, is things can happen. Little tiny things can happen. Like an actor can say something one way one night, and the next night they can say that same line just a little bit different. And it changes it. It makes it so unique. And if you think of that episode of The Office where Michael Scott goes to a play and just messes everything up. His wine bottle starts making all the noise and the balloons fly up into the lights. So stuff like that can happen, it's completely changes the show. So bringing back to video games and why I love them so much is video games, especially now, are the culmination of so many kinds of arts. because you have design, you have design, you have performance, you have games like The Last of Us or Uncharted, where it's basically a movie. But what makes it so different is, you can actually interact with the movie and play around in it. And especially in a lot of newer games, the movie changes based off of your decisions. I think of, trying to think of a good example. I mean, it doesn't really... I guess, the Telltale games are a loose example of that, as much as they are still pretty scripted, but you do have... But, the example, like, say you watch a movie, and the end of the movie is like, oh, that ending was terrible. You didn't like the ending. Well, that's nothing you can really blame. You didn't really have any effect on that. But say you get a bad ending in a game, especially nowadays, that bad ending is on you. You made the wrong choices. You get the bad ending. It's... Oh, I thought I got you. You little nugget. So the interactivity, the player choice that lie in video games, I think is what makes them such a... Did I fall in the sand? How did I fall in the sand? I'm easily distracted. I'm very sorry. I'm just trying to finish my thought here while also chase this lizard around. But yeah, that interactivity of choice that leads to such a unique way of telling stories. Like, even this game where, there is no... I mean, there's voice acting, but the cutscenes are very few and far between. Even your main character doesn't say much. It leads into this... You have to use your imagination. And referring back to games like Dark Souls, where there's so much story, but none of it is told to you. And that's intentional. Like Hidetaka Miyazaki, the designer and director behind the Dark Souls games, he wants people to come up with their own ideas. He wants them to fill in their own blanks. And that leads to, no two experiences are going to be the same, because people are going to interpret things differently based off of, their own experiences or events in their own life that's going to lead them to see the world differently than someone else. And even that is something that's unique to video games. Because of the way that people choose to play them, no two people will... Very rarely will two people play the same game and get the same experience out of it. And I think a lot of designers are picking up on that. And, they're leading the games that tell such unique stories in such unique ways. Again, Naughty Dog, all the stories they're telling, they're so different than, what you would usually expect. Come on, you little nut. Okay, so that was just a long rambling of meaningless philosophy. But hey, I said, I don't know. I'm sure it's better than forcing a joke or something. I learned you something today. Or not. I don't know. Who knows? Whatever. We're still trying to find this little lizard, but granted, I probably... Oh! I mean, you can hear... I know... Oh, you son of a nugget! You son of a nuggy! Where are you? Where are you? I just want to find you. Aha! Dang it. Oh, God. I just wish you could grab it. Oh, you son of a monkey pants. Jensen. What just came out of my mouth? Come on. Just fall. Just fall. Let me... Okay, I actually got it that time. Oh boy. Okay. Well, if you're not thoroughly bored at this point, thank you. Let's actually move on now, shall we? Oh gosh. I am so sorry. That took way longer than it should have, and I probably rambled on for longer than I should have, but... I don't know. Sorry? Okay. Finally. We're almost as north as we could go. This actually isn't the only way you could get here. If you look by Gaius, our boy Gaius here, you can see there's a path that actually goes on past him, and it leads into this insane labyrinth of rocks and everything. But you actually can go that way to get here. So I guess the game is open in that way, in which case there's usually multiple ways to get to a Colossus. But alas, no. Aggro can't come with us. Okay, so we're at another lake, but unlike Avion's lake, the Colossus is actually in the water this time. Which, I mean, I'm not typically afraid of things that are in the water. Like, I wouldn't say I'm deathly afraid of what lurks in the water. But, you know, I played Subnautica. That game is kind of spooky. Spooky. Gosh dang, I'm talking like a, I don't know. Whatever. I suppose I could have just jumped, but oh well. But I guess, like, the main thing is, like, it's kind of like a Jaws idea where you're out of your element now. You're in his domain. Oh, there he is. So yeah, you've seen how dark the water in this game is, and now you have this thing down there. Which they've actually brightened up this lake a bit. Like, you saw Avion's lake, it was not this bright down there. Hello. I even think the water was even darker in the PS2 version where you still couldn't see that sky that well. Alright, Hydrus. Sure took us long enough to get to you. It was partly on me, but there he is. So yeah, he's just a giant eel. I don't know why I'm doing... I think he just has... Okay, so he's 1, 2, 3. They're all right next to that lightning on his head. Those spikes. So obviously, you know, we're in his element. We can't go to him. We have to get him to come to us. Which can be kind of an ordeal, trying to line up correctly. Which this is kind of one where, you know, suspension of disbelief has to kick in. Because he has no reason to come to us. He would know that, you know, I'm safe down here. Oh gosh, that is terrifying noise. Yeah, imagine, like, just out in the dark in the ocean and seeing this come right for you. Hello. Yeah, don't want to get too close because he does shock the water. But he has no reason to come up here to us. Did I get him? Did I get him? Oh, I got him. But, you know, obviously, if he behaved that way, the game would be very quiet, kind of boring. So your grip meter is also your air meter. So your grip does go down much faster. Because not only do you have to hold on, but you got to hold your breath as well. So I'm at an advantage with grip and health, but I'm not going to use the time trial items because then I feel like I'd just be too overpowered, and you know, Wander is certainly not overpowered. Like, I don't think he's a warrior at all. I think he's literally is just a guy who cared a lot for this girl and cared so much that he's willing to go to these extreme lengths, which leads you, it's common believed that Mono is like a love interest or a girlfriend of some sort, because if they were like it was like a brother-sister kind of thing. This is like extreme. I mean, I love my sister. Okay, I probably would go, you know, maybe I would. Okay, I have no arguments. I've just blocked myself in the corner. Okay, maybe, you know, Mono could all I know be his sister. Yeah, this is just extreme. You ever just say something and then you wonder, why did I say that? Sorry, Kristen, if you're watching. Yeah, hey, if you died, I would totally go to a forbidden land and kill a bunch of monsters to bring you back. I may have to... I mean, I like to think Nate would be doing that before me, but... Oh, gosh. See, I was actually lucky to do that. I just realized I just did that in one run. Wow. Last time it took me... I fell off of them after I knocked out the 3 spikes. I fell off, and I had to wait for him to come back again. Well, now we just wait for the squiggles of doom. Where are you? Hello? Where are they? Did he actually, like, sink all the way to the bottom, and that's why it's taking so long? That oh! Jeez! Oh, that... Oh, I was like, I just saw them for, like, a split second, but I then... You did me a startle game? How dare you? I thought we were friends. I thought we were buddies. I thought we were boyos. Oh, man. Welp. Okay, here we go. You ready for this? I got this now. It's Gregory, Peter, Alphonse, Giorgio, Geraldo, Shaniqua, and now we got Susan. Why not? Just another lady name in there. It's probably like the most normal. Maybe Peter and Gregory. Those are kind of normal. But then you have Alphonse, Geraldo, Shaniqua. I don't care. They're all my crew now. We're just best buddies. Just best buddies. Oh dear. Thy next foe is a tail trapped within a pail, deep within the forest. Oh, Dorman's kind of coming a little... Oh, a shadow that crawls on the walls. I'm sorry, I interrupted you, Dorman. I don't kill me or turn me into 1,000 colossi. Woo! Wow, we are just trucking... Like I said, I mean, once you know what you're doing, this game can go by pretty quickly, because we're already on... that's Colossus 8 now, what we're about to go do in the next episode. So like I said, it's a game that's meant to be replayed. But anyway, we're at time, obviously. Thanks for sticking around. Thank you if you stuck around through all my rambling and nonsense. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. I stepped in some dirt there. Yeah, thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Have a good day. Take care of yourselves. See you later.